Good morning. Hi, everyone. Nonnie here. So, this is the last day of me training without a pack. Tomorrow that pack comes back on. We have a storm come through here, and everything is kind of drizzly and wet and super cloudy this morning. I've had several viewers write me and ask me, I'm interested to know how you are going to deal with being away from your family, and how is your family going to deal with being away from you? I hadn't considered doing a video on that, but I thought it was a good question, because those are questions I actually had to work through in my own mind before I decided to do this. So I'll start with this. First of all, I have a very encouraging and supportive spouse. He is awesome. So, my daughter got very quiet when I told her. I could tell she had some reservations. And I thought, oh boy, she's been quiet a little too long. And she was not supportive in the beginning. And the reason why is because we talk to each other every day. Sometimes we talk to each other 4 times a day. It just depends on what's going on. And it is a healthy, beautiful, wonderful relationship, and I adore her. And she said, what am I going to do without you here? You're my best friend. And I said, well, I really appreciate you saying that. It means a lot to me. And I love you so much. But I think this is probably an opportunity for you to grow too. And find your inner strength. I raised you to be a strong woman. A woman that could take care of herself. Now she has a family, she has a husband and kids, but I raised her to be able to take care of herself. And you just need to do a deep dive into your determination and find the thorns in the stem on your rose, because they'll give you strength. We've had lots of talks, and while she isn't ebullient when she speaks with me, she shows her support in her own way. And I'll give you an example. She called me and said, I don't really think you using your telephone on the trail is the best idea to film, take videos. And I thought, okay, why? And she said, because that's your only form of communication besides your GPS unit, and you need your phone. So I'm kind of afraid that if it gets wet, it won't work. So I'm going to buy you a GoPro camera. I said, well, that's pretty generous. Do you know how much GoPro cameras cost? And she said, I do. And that is going to be your Christmas present, your Mother's Day present, and your birthday present, all combined into 3 in 1, because you won't be here for Mother's Day, and you won't be here for your birthday. I thought, oh Lord, okay, that's her way of being supportive. So it's kind of a quiet reserve. It's her way, and that's okay. My son, who I have shared with you is in the Army, he also has a family. And I don't know if it's the difference between boys and girls, but he's just more interested in, okay, I need to make sure you have a good stove. And what about your knife? And make sure you add me to your GPS so I can see your coordinates at night. And how's your training going? And do you really know how many miles that is? Yes, son, I do. But he's supportive in a completely different way. It's so interesting how children can be so different from each other. It's just, it never ceases to amaze me. Now, the question becomes, how am I going to help them? Do I feel obligated to help them feel better? I don't feel obligated, but it'll bring me joy to do that because I love my family and my friends. I love them. So what I'm doing is I'm taking stamps, postage stamps for postcards with me and return address labels in a Ziploc bag. And as I'm going through my journey and stopping at different resupply points along the way, for instance, Nils Gap in Georgia, I'll be taking the time to get some postcards, write a little something on there, and send those postcards to them. Now, I have 3 grandchildren. They love getting postcards. Love it. Can't wait. And so that's one way I'm going to stay connected with them. The other way is when I come into town to do my resupplies, I'm going to be calling. And I have made it very understandable that those phone calls may only last 5 or 10 minutes. Because depending on what time you come off the trail and get into town, do you resupply, have to go to an outfitter, maybe go to the post office, do your laundry, eat, take a shower, edit videos if you're doing that, and sleep, and get up the next morning and leave. But it will let them know, I'm thinking of you, I love you, and I miss you. I'm having a great time. Please encourage me along the way. Now, you're going to have some family members and some friends that are going to, not intentionally, and maybe not even consciously, but subconsciously, try to make you feel a little guilty about being gone. My thought is, and this is a little harsh, so forgive me, but that's on you. Because you can either accept it that way and let it ruminate up in your mind and make you feel terrible, or you can just take it as they love me and they miss me. Tomorrow's a new day. My journey continues, and move on. You know, empowerment comes in all different kinds and ways and shapes. Don't let that get you down. Another thing I'm planning on doing is, as I miss birthdays and special occasions, I'm actually preparing those gifts in advance and having them wrapped where they receive them and they know I didn't forget them. I thought about them well in advance and made provisions for that because I wanted them to know how much I do love them and care about them. Now comes the question, how am I going to deal with my loneliness? It's a good question. It's a really good question. I know I'm loved, and I know I'm cared about. Some of you may not have that, and for those of you that don't, I'm so sorry. All I can say is there are others that will care about you and can care about you. It's just a matter of allowing them into your heart and for them to come across your path. I believe there is a lid for every pot, and so it's just a matter of time. It'll happen. It will. What am I going to do? I am going to listen to music. Lots and lots of music. I am going to listen to audiobooks, listen to podcasts. I'm going to sleep. When you don't sleep, you wake up and you're vulnerable the next day. I want to show you something. Look what I'm standing next to. Is that not awesome? Good morning. You're beautiful. He is only about 15 feet away from me. Oh, so pretty. Just unexpected. I love it when that happens. I didn't have my camera out earlier, and 3 deer ran right in front of me. I mean, like 40 feet in front of me, just 3 of them. It was awesome. Anyway, I'm going to visit with other hikers and talk to my family every 4 to 5, maybe 6 days. Hopefully they'll send me text messages. Something else that's encouraging is when I get comments from viewers. Man, they really lift me up. Y'all have just been awesome. And maybe I'll be part of a tramline. I don't know. If it occurs organically and, you know, the pace is good between those individuals, and that would be great. And if not, that's okay. So in closing this video, I wanted to insert something that maybe it will make you smile. I went on a hiking trip with my grandson, who is 10, and he hadn't been on a hiking trip before, so it was an opportunity to teach him a lot. And he's an enthusiastic learner. I'm telling you, that kid, watch him go up these stairs. God. I just stood there and laughed myself silly. He did that over and over and over. I could never do that. The little things, they can bring you joy.